Hi there, this is Zsuzsa Kecsmár, CMO and co-founder of Antavo.
And I'm Jan Rögler, the VP of Strategy and Insight at Antavo.
I have cards in my wallet. Sometimes I use mobile passes, sometimes mobile apps, and sometimes the cashier is able to find me in their system if I say my name and email address. This, what I described, is usually part of a unified system called a loyalty program or a customer retention program. For the consumer, it means that I am rewarded for my loyalty. Jörn, what it means for the brands?
Well, in its very, very simplest form, and let's keep it simple to start, it's a system or a program where a customer is rewarded for a certain type of action or a certain type of behavior. And for a brand, as the name already says, a loyalty program, it implies that the brand or the retailer wants to encourage a certain type of action. It wants the customer to become or stay loyal to the brand, and thereby spending more.
What are the ways to achieve this? Can you tell some examples?
Well, there are lots of examples, and it actually is a question that I could talk about for hours and hours. But let's try to keep it in a certain structure. So loyalty programs have been around for over 40 years now. And anything that's that old will have evolved into certain variations and variants. And there are loyalty forms in all shapes and sizes today. I want to talk about 6 different things that can make loyalty programs different.
Okay.
The first thing is, what brand or how many brands are participating in the program? Is it one retailer? Is it one brand that has a program for its customer? Or is it a coalition program? Meaning a lot of brands from different industries are coming together and have a program for their customers. The advantage of that is that because it's so many different brands, you have a whole area, like a whole array of rewards and incentives that you give to people. And you can also learn a lot more about them. So if I'm just a fashion retailer, I can now learn about the holiday preferences of my customers. So that's quite meaningful.
What is your favorite film if there's a cinema involved also?
Absolutely. But with everything upside, there comes a little downside to it. Because there are so many brands involved, they get very complex to run. You need mechanisms to put points from one to the other. And usually that means you have to involve an intermediary, a company to run it. That makes the programs expensive. And finally, as a participating brand, you don't have the opportunity to promote yourself, your own brand. There's usually a name for the coalition program. Let's say Nectar in the UK or Payback in Germany would be some famous examples.
Yeah.
A second dimension in which programs can differentiate is just on the customer experience. Is it a physical program? You mentioned you have cards in your wallet. Yeah. It could be chip cards. There could be really the simple paper-based stamp cards from a coffee shop that we probably all know.
Yeah, I just go in and I buy some coffee and I got a stamp to my card.
Yes, and every 10th coffee is free and it's a happy moment. Increasingly though, the customer experience is moving into the digital world. So programs have also evolved. Cards are going digital, mobile passes, they're linked to an app. So the physical versus mobile or digital is one dimension. I talked earlier and I said it's mainly, you reward customers for a certain action. So we can talk about the type of actions that are being rewarded. So a lot of programs focus on rewarding transactions or buying stuff. So I buy stuff, I get some points for it, I get rewarded for it. You can go further than that, and you can reward customers for actions that are not spending money, but engaging with the brand. For example, following on Facebook. You can incentivize that, and thereby you give customers more opportunities to have a happy moment.
Yeah, and these experiences matter, not only just that I give the company money, but also all the other things that I do. If I refer a friend or share in social media, or the example that we like to mention, if I go out for a run and then I got rewarded from my favorite sports brand.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, as customers, we define our loyalty not necessarily by how much money we give to someone. Otherwise, we would all name the mortgage provider of our house as the company we're most loyal to. But obviously, that's not true. So this engagement, these are things how we express loyalty. And so customers are expecting a little bit in return.
Yeah.
The other side of that equation is, how am I being rewarded? So again, traditionally, programs have been focusing very much on financial rewards, let's say discounts, vouchers, or as I said, the 10th coffee is free, right?
Yeah.
It's a financial reward. More and more companies and programs are mixing in emotional rewards. What I mean by emotional rewards, something that's memorable, for example, like a special event that only I am invited to. Getting a shoe collection early, a couple of days before they go to the general public, I can buy exclusively. These are things that are memorable and may make me feel special.
I'm involved in things that money cannot buy because it's not available for the rest of the people. It's only available for a certain group of customers, including me.
And that's really what loyalty is about. We're building relationships here, right? So I want to feel special above and beyond someone else. That's how I define friendships. Friends would treat me differently. So brands to which I'm loyal should also treat me differently. So there's a fifth element in which programs can differentiate. I would call it like the structure of it. We have on one side earn and burn type programs. So for your spend, for your transactions, for your engagement, you get points. And then you have to spend those points and exchange them for rewards, say a discount or free delivery or whatever it is. On the other side, you have tier-based programs, earn and enjoy-based programs. So you don't have to spend your points. Your benefits are kind of there for you as long as you're in the tier. The earn and burn has a disadvantage. It's an emotional moment or an emotional negative moment for a customer, and he has to give back his loyalty points.
Yeah.
I'm getting back to zero.
It is actually very easy because this is something that we got used to, but there is this sore feeling at the end of it that, okay, I'm back to square one now.
Yeah, and we're focusing everything on a transaction. We're focusing everything on an exchange, like a buying process. There is no element of emotion in this. A tier program has this. I'm a member of this tier. Now I'm recognized for this. I have a status. I can now enjoy these benefits, and I'm not losing them by using them. It's there's a saying that the only thing that gets stronger from using it is love. But in a tier as well, you have these benefits and you can keep using them.
Wonderful.
Now, the sixth thing I want to talk about is the way we at Antavo approach loyalty programs. And we developed a concept called recognition loyalty. Recognition loyalty is what we believe the solution or the answer to why old traditional loyalty programs don't work so well anymore. At the core of it is still a reward and incentive for a transaction. Customers are looking for it. There are statistics, 70, 80% of customers are looking for some kind of a value exchange in a loyalty program. They want to be rewarded for the money they spent. But we're building, or at Antavo, we recommend to build a program that has additional layers around this transactional loyalty. The first one really being here, the actions that are being incentivized. I mentioned it earlier. We don't want to just talk about transactions. We want to engage people. We want to reward actions that are more frequent, that are happening outside of the buying cycle. That way, we build a much more continuous relationship with the customer, I would say. So imagine loyalty or emotional engagement as a line. And if you have a transactional program and you buy with a brand a couple of times per year, you have these moments of happiness, but they're few and far between. They disappear again.
Yeah.
If you reward many more actions, different interactions, you actually see this increase. You have all these little moments of happiness, and that way the value, the emotional engagement actually increases over time, and then you get a really strong emotional relationship with the customer. So recognition loyalty actually combines a number of those elements I mentioned earlier. So not just transactions are rewarded, but also engaging with the brands. The rewards that we can get are not just financial, but also emotional and memorable. The program itself is also aligning with the preferences and values of a customer. And then we put under that layer, we put two certain things that make it more fun, so gamification techniques, and more relevant to customer because we use data to personalize it. That, in a nutshell, is recognition loyalty.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for telling about all these. Now we learned a lot more about what loyalty programs stand for. I hope that it was useful for you and you enjoyed it. Please read the article below if you wanted to learn more, and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.